Good afternoon, Lions fans. In today's video, we're going to be talking over the Lions news and rumors. Jake Bates met with the Detroit Lions. We're going to talk about it. All Lions Fan Nation did a 53-man roster projection after OTAs and minicamp. Who's in, who's out? Give you thoughts there. Colby Sorsdal speaks, and he needs to take next step. He knows it. Player claimed from the Detroit Lions. Oh, if times changed. Dan Campbell sends a warning to the NFL. Let's go. Before we get started with this video, only nearly 10% of my subscriber base hits that notification bell. So go ahead and smash it right now so you don't miss out on the latest Lions. Plus, on Sundays, I do play-by-play commentary for Lions on game day. Hit that notification bell. The Detroit Lions met with Mr. Jake Bates, the sensational kicker over there from the Michigan Panthers. The Detroit Lions are one of several teams who have requested to work for UFL kicker Jake Bates. The other teams are the Commanders, Packers, and Ravens. Per Wilson, Bates actually met with the Lions on Tuesday, but it was not a formal workout. Jake Bates was 17 for 22 field goals and being named all UFL for 2024. His only misses the seasons were a 39-yard, a 51-yard, a 53-yard, 58, and 62. That's actually quite a bit. When I look at Jake Bates, look, how he started out was amazing. The 64-yard field goal, blowing up at Ford Field. And lately, he was missing some field goals. That's why I said just let the guy play. We can't sign him until the season's over anyway, so let him play out to see if he continues to elevate. Now, he made some misses. Lions could absolutely sign him if they wanted to compete with, Michael Badgley and Turner for that kicker position. And they should at least inquire about it. Look at it. There's nothing wrong with bringing in a kicker to compete. Will it happen? I don't know. But clearly the Lions are interested. When they met with him, maybe they'll sign him. And if they do, there's another reason why you want to hit that notification bell, because then you'll get it on here. You'll miss it if you don't. So should the Detroit Lions go ahead and sign Jake Bates to compete for the kicker position? S for sign, P for pass. Let us know in the comments below. The New England Patriots actually picked up a claimed player that the Lions waived. Lions have one of the deepest rosters of the NFL, and on Tuesday, the point was illustrated when former Lions rookie linebacker Steele Chambers claimed off the waivers of New England. Boy, oh boy, the times have changed. When is the last time that our players are the one that gets claimed? Our players that are coveted by other teams, generally speaking, we're the ones throughout history to pick up waived players like a John Kaminsky to help this team out, like a Josh Reynolds. But now our roster is so good, when we release players, other teams are jumping in a bit to get them. You're going to see a situation where Steele Chambers he could make the 53 for the Patriots, probably even start. That's how bad their roster is compared to ours. I love it. That means we have done so good on getting young talent in this football team. Other people see it. They want to grab it to have their team to be better. Colby Sorsdal spoke as well. Lions offensive line coach Hank Fraley talks all the time about knowing every position in the offensive line. Sorsdal told reporters on Tuesday, OTA practice, I think as an offensive lineman, you take pride in knowing every position, right? So just kind of adding your resume of being able to play everything and anything when the time comes is huge. You saw last year, too, Atlanta. I was playing tackle. That was my first NFL snaps, and then guard the rest of the year. Anyway, that helps the team. Great mindset, Mr. Sorsdal, and he better have that mindset, though, because he has got to make this roster, and he's got to make significant strides compared to last year. And look, he is going to make the roster, in my opinion, just because they want to develop him. And he was one of the players whom they picked up for development to potentially be a starter a couple years down the road. So he's really got to make strides, because last year it was bad. It was cheeks because he's a rookie, and he had to be forced out there. Now there's a lot of competition with the offensive line, even in the interior. And we have the ability to let him develop this year. He's got to. Whether it be a guard or a tackle, you never know when your name is called. The more you put on your plate, the better an opportunity you have to make a roster spot. With these young guys, you got to, look at special teams, right? You got to be able to play multiple positions. They love universal players here. So Sorsdal has got to be one of those individuals who needs to learn tackle, who needs to learn just guard, both guard positions. And it's tough when you're a young player, but if you're trying to make the roster, you're trying to make an impact and give a reason to be on this 53-man roster, you got to be multi-dimensional like a player of Sorsdal. He's not a starter. He struggled last year. So he has got to put his best foot forward to make this team. Like Broderick Martin, he reshaped his whole body this offseason, get more muscle mass. He built mass, lost fat. He knew he needed to bring his game up. That was the most important thing, right? And so Sorsdal has got to do the same. Now, I do think he makes the 53-man roster, but he most definitely must improve on his skills. So question for you, will Colby Sorsdal make the 53-man roster? Why for yes, if you believe so, and for no, if you don't. Let us know. Let's go up to the All Lions Fan Nation 53-man roster projection. You know who's on the team right now. Let's tell you who they think doesn't make the team. They believe that Jared Goff obviously is going to be the starter and Hendon Hooker will be quarterback too. They do not have Nate Sudfeld making the 53. Now, you say, of course that's the case, but Tim 20-Man came out and said there's going to be a little bit more competition for QB2 because of struggles that's taken place. But, like me, they have Hendon Hooker, Goff making it. Next, let's go with the tackle positions here, and of course Taylor Decker, he's going to make the team. Penei Sewell's going to make the team. They have Dan Skipper. I think this would be the first time ever that he actually makes a 53-man roster, so that would be really cool. Colby Sorsdal and Giovanni Manu. Colby Sorsdal as well as somewhat of a left tackle. We just talked about it. So I look at this. I agree 100%. There is nothing that I would change. That's what I have for them. Let's now get into the guard position, right? And our guard come mix up with Colby Sorsdal's time at guard too as well, but so he's not on this list because we were already on there. Kevin Zeitler making the team. Grant Glasgow making the team. Christian Mahogany making the team. Kayuto Wushika helped the Lions out last year. He actually don't have him making the team, so this was a little bit of a surprise for me because I thought Wushika did a decent job as a backup, so he'll have an opportunity to make the team, but they don't. They got him not making the roster. Center position, it's really easy here. Frank Ragnow, and that is it. There were thought that maybe one of those centers like Nice or Hudson could make the team. I don't think they make the team. It's more of a practice squad, so nothing would change there. Let's go to the running back position, and they have 4 running backs making the roster here. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Craig Reynolds, and Sion Vaki. Exactly what I have here. Now, it just depends on what order you want, RB2 or RB3 or RB4. But those 4 running backs making the team, that is a great RB room. No problem with that. We got a shocker here for the tight end position. Sam Laporta, Brock Wright, Shane Zylstra makes it as the number 3. Mitchell doesn't make the roster. I actually agree with this. James Mitchell is not shown strides you want to see. They took a chance on him, and he's just not fast enough. I agree with this. Shane Zylstra should be probably number 3, in my opinion, because I want the best man to win. James Mitchell's now had, 3 years? And if he can't do it now, he ain't going to never do it. Give it to Shane Zylstra. Wide receivers, we have a shocker, and yet I agree because what we've seen from minicamp here. St. Brown makes it. Jamison Williams make it. Antoine Green makes it. Khalif Raymond makes it. Donovan Peoples-Jones make it. Who doesn't? Maurice Alexander, Tom Kennedy, Caden Davis, Isaiah Williams. Darius Fountain makes it. He's actually shown a lot of good quality in OTAs and minicamp. Kind of nearly like Josh Reynolds. This is this is a guy who is rising up, and that is awesome. So just a week ago, I had him as wide receiver 7. Now he moves to number 6. Shout out to Darius Fountain for getting that bad boy and making this football team, according to All Lines Fan Nation. And 100%, again, I agree with that. Let's go ahead and jump now into special teams. Punter, Dak Fox will be your punter. Nothing to worry about right there. He is going to be the guy. Again, folks, go ahead and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the latest Lions news and rumors. You never know when a Lions sign a player. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Let's get to the kickers here. They have Michael Badgley making the kicker, being the Lions starter, and James Turner not. This battle's actually heating up a little bit. I think it's a little bit closer than what it was initially, but I still agree that Michael Badgley has the edge. Let's get on that the edge position for the defensive line. And this is who they got. I actually disagree with one of these. Aiden Hutchinson, Joshua Pascal, John Kaminsky, Marcus Davenport making the roster. James Houston, Matthew Betts as well. They have Isaac Akwu not making it, and I agree. But Mitch Agood, I think he's going to make the roster. He has shown a lot of good play in OTAs. He is shedding blocks, and James Houston and Matthew Betts, Davenport, are struggling. Agood, I do believe makes this roster. He is a player to keep an eye on. Let's go in the interior of the defensive line. Nothing shocking here. It's kind of exactly what we all thought. Ali McNeil, DJ Reader, Levi Muzurike, Makai Wingo, and Broderick Martin. That's exactly what I would have as well. Those will be your defensive tackles. Let's go into the linebacker position right here. And no shocker, Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, Malcolm Rodriguez, Jalen Reeves-Maben, Steele Chambers already waived, and Deron Gilbert not making this roster. Let's go into the nickel position here. You're going to have Brian Branch, Amik Robertson, Ennis Rakestraw. That is what it's going to be. No change. Let's now do the other corners. Outside here, they have Carlton Davis, Terrion Arnold, Kendall Vildor, Emmanuel Mosley, Khalil Dorsey, all making it. That is a great cornerback room. I love this cornerback room. Awesome. And there is no... I would like Stephen Gilmore to make it. I don't think he's going to make it now with the additions. Just FYI. Look him to be a practice squatter. Safety positions, Kirby Joseph, Afutu Melifonwu, Brandon Joseph, who is showing out, and CJ Moore. Again, remember, Brian Branch is somewhat of a safety, but I put him at the corner, a nickel corner. So he'll be in there as well. No changes. Exactly what we expect. So that is the Detroit Lions roster right there. So I got a question for you. Who will be QB2? Double H for Hendon Hooker and S for Nate Sudfeld. Let's continue on here. And Dan Campbell spoke to the media, warning the NFL. He says, I think our guys know where we are at. Campbell recently told Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports, I would say this. The motivator is we still have things to circle to. We have our own S list. We are the team with the targets on our back, but we've circled some people too now. We have targets too. It's not like we just ran through everybody last year and blew everybody out. Campbell said, we had losses in tough games. We have division opponents. We lost in the NFC Championship game, so we've got our own targets, man, and that's our motivator. Dan Campbell is warning the NFL, don't take the Detroit Lions lightly. This team is going to fight. This is not a one-year wonder, and I agree with him. This team has the mentality of Dan Campbell. It is not a one-year wonder. They're going to fight, and that's what it's all about. Folks, make sure you subscribe to the channel. With that said, folks, adios.